If you had watched the Culling Games trailer of Jujutsu Kaisen, you might have seen Itadori, Yuji and Yuta Okkotsu go at each other's throats. And I will say that even if I forget that I read the manga of Jujutsu Kaisen, this fight absolutely makes sense because this is absolutely the masterpiece work of Gege Akutami. Even if I don't agree with some of the things that he has done throughout the anime, I will give him props that he is absolutely the arbiter of setting up main characters and the entire series that revolve around them. I have always liked how Jujutsu Kaisen has had three main characters: Itadori, Yuji, Yuta Okkotsu, Gojo Satoru, and how the entire story has been shaped around them. And we all know that this fight that they showed in the trailer will have some sort of purpose. That's just how it goes. Funny thing is that I don't want either of them to lose here because those two are some of my favorite characters of all time. No matter what anime I watch, and what if I told you that they are one and the same at the end of the day? It's why I like both of them. Like really, Yuta is someone who has lost people who are dear to him. The same goes for Itadori, as he has lost people close to him too, and both of them are driven by the desires to actually protect people. That has what driven them this far. It can easily be noticed in the trailer if you see it from Yuta's perspective. He is simply trying to execute Itadori Yuji because he thinks he is a threat to society. Due to Sukuna taking control over his body in the trailer, he says this line, which translates roughly to, if you only live for yourself, you will hit a wall someday, or eventually living solely for yourself won't be enough anymore, which absolutely blew my mind because from my perspective, as someone who pays attention to every dialogue a character says, this hits me really hard because I understood this line. It is really important from Yuta's perspective and in real life too. Let me explain. Because from his perspective, Yuta is someone who initially used to live for just himself. After Rika possessed him, all he wanted was to free himself from it. But after meeting his friends Maki, Panda and Inumaki, he got purpose in his life as he didn't have to live just for himself anymore. It gave him a reason to be stronger just for their sake, which resulted in him beating Suguru Geto. As for in real life, it applies too, because if you keep being selfish and just live for yourself, you won't be able to be better. I remember Gojo saying that love was the greatest curse of them all, which is really true considering I have seen a lot of people ruin their life just for a certain someone that they wanted. But I will also say that in Yuta's case, it's both a blessing and a curse, since his love for Rika caused him to curse her and hold her soul with him. As for the love for his friends caused him to be better and stronger. As from Itadori's perspective, from the trailer, you can see that he's simply trying to save his friend Megumi Fushiguro, who has always been there for him. Just see this line in the trailer. He's telling Itadori to not give up on himself, which is what I like about Megumi the most, since he has been really influential on Itadori's character right from day one. He is indeed nicely written to make sure Itadori's character development happens. Even in his case, Itadori is living for them and not for himself right now, because the very point of his character was to help as many people as he could in the end. So when he gets old, he doesn't have to die alone. He wants his loved ones to be around him. From the trailer, you can see that he is doing all of this for his friend because he knows that Sukuna is planning to take over Megumi's body. So he could use 10 shadows because Sukuna had fought Mahoraga in season 2 in Shibuya arc. Therefore, he knew the value that the 10 shadows technique will provide in his battles against the sorcerers. So that's why he wants Megumi's technique, which is why Itadori tells Yuta that he cannot afford to die right now, because his friends need him, even if this means going against one of the strongest sorcerers in the current era. To Itadori, he's just trying to save his best friend here, and Yuta is just an obstacle right now that he has to cross. This is exactly the beauty of how Gege Akutami has written Jujutsu Kaisen. The current story is revolving around both of the three main characters, as I had previously mentioned earlier. Yuta, Itadori and Gojo, but for some sick reason, Gojo's plot mostly revolves around him getting sealed right now. That is exactly why I hate Gege Akutami. The guy knows how to nerf his strongest characters, which can easily be explained as to why he did it, but good god, I hate Gege Akutami for this. He hates Gojo Satoru. He has literally admitted to hating his own creation, which is why he keeps putting the strongest main characters out of all the three in these situations. Gege Akutami, you are an absolutely amazing writer. Man, I love you. I absolutely love you as much as a straight man can love another man. But honestly, man, you. Why would you make the best main character in the trio suffer so much to such an extent? I feel like I'm absolutely on schizo pills right now. How the heck is Gege Akutami so capable of writing stories that literally revolve around Gojo Satoru suffering so much? And he does it in such a way that it actually makes sense, even if it means that Gojo has to suffer for the story to actually progress and make sense. Dear god, at this point I'm wondering why the heck does Gege Akutami hate Gojo Satoru so much? Like for real. How does he make the story make sense based on how much Gojo suffers? Like just remember, the hidden inventory arc was him getting absolutely bodied and destroyed by Toji, which was something that was necessary because it led to him becoming the honored one. It was the turning point in Jujutsu society because there was no one at that point that could even touch him, let alone beat him. And due to that, it made Geto feel distant from his own friend because he felt like it wasn't enough. The only friend who was there for him wasn't there anymore, and all he could do was simply see the big gap between them, which was absolutely depressing from Geto's perspective, which was obviously one of the factors that led to him becoming evil. And this scene absolutely made sense. Can you imagine from Gojo's perspective? You are one day called in school to tell you the friend you thought was there for you and was precious to you had gone down a unhinged rabbit hole of self-destruction. What are you supposed to feel at this point? Can you see his reaction? He is shocked and is literally clenching his fist so hard that it started to bleed. I feel so bad for Gojo at this point, I absolutely do. Not to mention, he was beyond reasoning. Just based on this scene, it is absolutely proven when they were talking, Gojo tries to reason, but Geto wasn't prepared to listen to him. His mind was set already on what he wanted to do, but Gojo didn't want him to go down this rabbit hole, which would lead him to his self-destruction. He tried everything. And at this point, the author made Gojo feel what was needed to be done here. He needed to put Geto down before he could actually hurt more people. But the question was, could he really do it? Could he really put Geto down and stop this madness that the author had set up for him? No, because Geto was his friend and he couldn't bring him to hurt his own freaking friend. Why would he do that? And when he finally ended Geto, all he could say was, "Goodbye, my one and only friend." Why would the author make Gojo suffer to this extent, dude? What did he even do to the author to actually deserve this? Every time I see Gojo, all I'm reminded is how much the author himself hates his character and his creation so much and would put him through all of this But funny thing is that it's necessary to make the story progress, so I suppose it is what it is from Gege Akutami's perspective. But I pray to God, please stop Gege from making Gojo Satoru suffer more. He's my favorite character, and seeing him suffer so much just doesn't feel right. Anyways guys, that's about it for this video. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you all think about it? I would love to know your thoughts on this matter. And do leave a like and a subscribe if you want more of my content. That's about it. I will see you all in the next video. Have fun.